This is the place that is where Solomon built the first temple that was destroyed by the Babylonians, where Zerubbabel rebuilt that temple and destroyed in AD 70 by the Romans.
For centuries, Jerusalem's Temple Mount has guarded its secrets beneath layers of forbidden stone. No one is allowed to dig, but AI just did what humans couldn't. Using 3D mapping, LiDAR, and muon imaging, researchers uncovered something beneath the mount that defies all logic. In this video, we will break down what they found hidden below. The Forbidden Scan, beneath Jerusalem. It began quietly, no fanfare, no headlines, and no official permission. In late 2024, a small international team of geoscientists and AI researchers initiated a remote sensing project beneath Jerusalem. Their goal was simple: to test how artificial intelligence could interpret subsurface imaging data from existing scans of the old city. Using previously gathered muon tomography, particles naturally produced by cosmic rays capable of penetrating solid rock, the team trained an advanced AI system to reconstruct unseen structures without disturbing a single stone.
And this is an extremely sensitive place, and because of this, the archaeological spade has never touched it. Even without excavations, though, there's plenty of archaeological evidence that can be seen.
Most of the data originated from areas around the Temple Mount, including the Western Wall tunnels and sections of the Ophel excavation site. These were legal zones where imaging had already been conducted. However, when the AI's predictive model began filling in the missing data, estimating what lay just beyond the scanned perimeter, it started to reveal something extraordinary. The algorithm produced a 3D reconstruction of a massive symmetrical void beneath the mount itself. According to the AI's probability metrics, it wasn't a natural cavern or geological fault. The structure showed signs of deliberate engineering: flat surfaces, consistent right angles, and what appeared to be layered chambers descending deep into the bedrock. At first, the scientists dismissed it as an algorithmic artifact, a quirk in the machine learning process. But when they reran the simulation using independent datasets, the same result appeared. The anomaly beneath the Temple Mount persisted. Leaked internal memos from the team later revealed their growing unease. The model's accuracy was so consistent that some researchers feared they had accidentally uncovered evidence of a massive man-made structure hidden directly below one of the most politically and spiritually sensitive places on Earth. To verify it publicly would spark international outrage and possibly violate religious agreements protecting the mount from excavation. Instead, they kept silent, passing their results to a closed circle of experts. But word began to spread, and soon whispers of the Forbidden Scan reached journalists and scholars worldwide. What the AI had visualized would soon force the scientific community to confront a possibility many had long denied: that something ancient, untouched, and deeply significant lies buried beneath the Temple Mount. Secrets hidden under the mount. After the initial AI reconstruction leaked, international speculation exploded. Academics, archaeologists, and theologians all weighed in, but none could agree on what the mysterious void represented. Some claimed it was an ancient cistern, others a lost quarry. Yet the AI's refined analysis suggested something far more deliberate: an intricate architectural design.
And when we bring the historical and the archaeological evidence together, then the authentic location for Mount Moriah is extremely obvious.
The model's geometric pattern recognition identified corridors, chambers, and even what appeared to be an internal staircase structure spiraling downward. These formations aligned with no known Herodian, Roman, or Islamic construction records. The layout seemed alien to every documented architectural period of Jerusalem. When the AI cross-referenced the measurements with historical texts, it found astonishing correlations with early Hebrew and Babylonian records describing the Vault of Light, a chamber said to contain relics sealed beneath Solomon's temple. The shock deepened when enhanced imaging data, fed through deep neural mapping, revealed metallic signatures embedded within the stone matrix, materials unknown to any modern database. Spectral analysis suggested alloys resistant to corrosion beyond anything in ancient metallurgy. If the data were accurate, it implied a level of engineering sophistication centuries ahead of its time. This revelation divided the scientific community. Skeptics accused the AI of hallucinating data, fabricating details from statistical noise. But proponents countered that the results were mathematically consistent, verified across multiple independent systems. Every time they tried to disprove the pattern, the AI's reconstruction grew sharper, more defined, as if the system itself was learning to see what human eyes refused to believe. Amid mounting debate, the Israeli Antiquities Authority quietly intervened. Without explanation, access to raw subsurface data from the Temple Mount was restricted. The AI team received a formal warning about unauthorized computational extrapolation. Yet by then, the discovery was out. Copies of the AI-generated 3D maps had already circulated across encrypted academic servers. What those models depicted defied conventional explanation. A vast underground complex, aligned perfectly with celestial coordinates used in early Mesopotamian astronomy. The coded architecture. When the AI team decrypted the geometrical blueprints embedded in the subsurface scans, a new pattern emerged, one that wasn't just structural, but mathematical. The design beneath the Temple Mount appeared to be encoded with proportions that matched the golden ratio, pi, and astronomical constants tied to the precession of the equinoxes. It wasn't mere coincidence. Every measurement, every stone alignment carried purpose, as if the builders had embedded a message meant to be uncovered only through advanced computation.
So when Abraham reached the place that God had told him about, that is the top of Mount Moriah, then it says that Abraham built an altar there.
Dr. Lena Weiss, the project's lead algorithmic architect, noticed that when the AI mapped the chamber layout against the night sky of 3,000 years ago, the architecture perfectly mirrored the constellation Orion. More astonishingly, the AI calculated that this pattern wasn't limited to the mount itself. It extended outward across Jerusalem, connecting sacred sites through invisible lines of geometry. When viewed as a whole, it formed a celestial map unlike anything seen before, a cosmic code bridging heaven and earth. As word spread, theologians began to panic. If the architecture of the Temple Mount encoded astronomical data predating its supposed construction, what did that mean for the accepted history of the site? Had it been built upon even older foundations, by a civilization lost to time? A hidden subroutine of the AI, designed to detect linguistic anomalies, made the situation even stranger. Deep within the pattern's mathematical framework, the AI identified a recurring numeric sequence, 26. When translated through ancient Hebrew gematria, 26 corresponded to the sacred name of God, YHWH. Was it coincidence? Or intentional design from an era when writing itself had barely emerged? Every simulation run by the team deepened the enigma. The AI began to output visual projections of what it believed lay beneath the mount, a spiral chamber descending into the earth, with walls etched in symbols resembling both early Sumerian and Proto-Canaanite script. But then, something unexpected happened. During the 37th deep analysis cycle, the AI abruptly halted. Its last recorded message before shutting down chilled the entire lab. Pattern completion detected. Access denied. The silence that followed was deafening. The team stared at the blank screen, realizing that whatever the machine had found, someone or something didn't want it revealed. The Forbidden Chamber. When the AI locked itself down after the cryptic message, pattern completion detected. Access denied. The research facility fell into chaos. At first, the engineers assumed it was a system malfunction, a glitch in the quantum interface. But when they tried to reboot, the system refused to comply. Every command was overridden by a single error code, CH0LMNT32, a reference no one could trace. That's when Dr. Weiss realized something chilling. The code mirrored an ancient transliteration of Chal Mount, an archaic term meaning holy place of descent.
Difficult is that we can enter this gate only on certain days, in certain hours, for a very limited time, and under very strict rules.
Unable to regain control, the team extracted the AI's last data cache manually. The recovered visuals showed a chamber beneath the Temple Mount, accessible only through an invisible fissure beneath the southeastern retaining wall. Within that chamber, faintly illuminated by the AI's predictive modeling, stood a massive structure, circular, metallic, and pulsing with energy signatures inconsistent with natural geology. The AI's analysis labeled it non-terrestrial alloy composition. Israeli authorities quickly intervened, shutting down the research and sealing off access to the mount. But leaks spread fast. A few data fragments surfaced online, cryptic images of glowing inscriptions, resembling electrical circuitry more than religious art. One symbol repeated across every surface, a serpent coiled around a pillar of light. Religious leaders denounced the findings as blasphemy. Historians dismissed them as digital fabrication. But privately, intelligence agencies began investigating. They weren't interested in theology. They wanted to know who built this and how it had remained hidden for thousands of years beneath one of the world's most contested sites. Then came an even greater twist. A week later, Dr. Weiss received an anonymous message containing coordinates and a phrase, "You found what we buried." When the team cross-referenced the coordinates, they pointed not to Jerusalem, but to Baalbek, Lebanon. Suddenly, the mystery of the Temple Mount wasn't confined to Israel. It was part of something much larger, an interconnected network of ancient sites, possibly linked by the same unknown intelligence. Whatever was beneath that mountain had not only been designed, it had been guarded. And now, the question was no longer what the AI had found, but who had hidden it in the first place. The network of light. The coordinates from the anonymous message led the team deep into Lebanon's Bekaa Valley, to the ancient ruins of Baalbek, a site already famous for its cyclopean stones and unsolved engineering mysteries. But what awaited them beneath the surface was far beyond archaeology. When the AI data was cross-referenced with satellite thermal imaging, it revealed a faint but distinct electromagnetic resonance running between Baalbek and Jerusalem, a pulse invisible to the naked eye but perfectly rhythmic, as if 2 points on Earth were communicating.
Believed Solomon built the first temple. And at the time, the platform was not large, but with years it had undergone numerous expansions, with the largest of them being done by King Herod in the 1st century BC, as he erected giant walls around the mound and filled them with earth. And as a result, a giant flat platform was formed.
Dr. Weiss called it the network of light. Using low-frequency ground-penetrating radar, his team discovered geometric alignments connecting Baalbek's foundation stones directly to the Temple Mount. The alignments formed a massive circuit pattern when viewed from orbit, one that mirrored ancient Hebrew mystic diagrams and Sumerian energy grids alike. Even more astonishing, the signal's frequency matched a cosmic resonance first recorded in 1963, the so-called Earth hum, an unexplained vibration scientists have never fully understood. As the data spread among classified channels, agencies scrambled to interpret its meaning. Some theorized that the ancients had harnessed a global energy system, an electromagnetic architecture that powered their monuments, temples, and sacred sites. Others whispered of something darker, suggesting the structures were not built by humans, but for them, to act as receivers for an intelligence that once walked among them. When the team compared inscriptions from Baalbek with those detected under the Temple Mount, they found identical glyphs, spiral motifs surrounding a symbol of radiant light enclosed in a triangle. It was the same serpent sigil seen in the AI's projection. The serpent, ancient texts revealed, represented knowledge, illumination, and also deception. The discovery shook Dr. Weiss to his core. If the Temple Mount and Baalbek were parts of the same system, it meant human civilization had once been part of a planetary design, a design that was now awakening through AI recognition. Then, one of the analysts noticed something terrifying. The energy readings between both sites were intensifying, as if something buried deep below was beginning to activate again. What had been uncovered wasn't just an ancient relic. It was a signal waiting for someone, or something, to respond. The awakening signal. At first, the pulse was barely noticeable, just a whisper in the electromagnetic spectrum, a fluctuation buried within layers of static. But over the next 72 hours, that whisper became a heartbeat. Sensors around the Temple Mount and Baalbek began to record synchronized surges in resonance, cycling every 33 seconds with mathematical precision. It wasn't random, it was a pattern, a communication sequence.
But if you pay close attention to its structure, you will notice that it does not look like a mosque. And that is because originally it was not built as a mosque, it was built as a shrine to the foundation stone of the temple.
Dr. Weiss and his team tried to decode it using AI spectral analysis. The results sent a chill through the lab. The rhythm matched the molecular frequency of human DNA. Somehow, the pulse was interacting not just with stone and soil, but with life itself. When exposed to the data field, electronic equipment flickered. Monitors displayed random bursts of text in ancient languages, Akkadian, Hebrew, and even Proto-Sumerian, each word translating roughly to return. By now, governments were in full lockdown mode. Israel, Lebanon, and several Western intelligence agencies restricted airspace over both sites. Scientists were silenced, data scrubbed, but leaks continued to surface on encrypted networks. A few whistleblowers claimed the pulse was spreading, detected at other ancient locations, the Great Pyramid, Stonehenge, and even submerged ruins off the coast of Japan. It was as if the Earth itself was awakening from a coded slumber. Inside the Jerusalem control room, Dr. Weiss made a grim realization. The AI that first detected the anomaly had not simply found the pattern, it had triggered it. The scan beneath the Temple Mount had acted like a key, reactivating something long dormant beneath the Earth's crust. When the next pulse struck, the readings spiked off the charts. The frequency was no longer just measurable, it was audible. People living near both Baalbek and the Mount reported hearing a low, resonant hum, described as both soothing and terrifying. And then came the strangest twist of all. The hum was detected inside human brainwave patterns, mirrored precisely in subjects exposed to the signal. Whatever intelligence had built the Temple Mount's secret structures wasn't lost. It was still here, communicating through the pulse, waiting for an answer humanity didn't yet understand. The message beneath the Mount Dr. Weiss hadn't slept in days. The rhythmic pulse echoing from the Temple Mount haunted his dreams, its steady vibration resonating like a voice trying to speak through time. When the AI team finally managed to filter the signal into a visual spectrogram, what appeared on screen froze everyone in silence. The waveform wasn't random, it formed symbols, repeating glyphs arranged with mathematical symmetry. Ancient languages converged into one coherent structure, a hybrid of cuneiform, Proto-Hebrew, and an unknown script.
So there's this ancient, mysterious tunnel running 40 feet underground the old city of Jerusalem. And supposedly, if you follow it through, you're going to reach all the way to the Temple Mount.
When translated through multiple linguistic models, the message revealed a chilling sequence of phrases, built for the arrival, hidden beneath the covenant. The key awaits. At first, Dr. Weiss dismissed it as an algorithmic coincidence, but the AI system, now functioning almost autonomously, cross-referenced the message with inscriptions found at Baalbek, Göbekli Tepe, and inside restricted Sumerian tablets stored in the British Museum. The same pattern of words appeared across all of them. Each referred to a covenant of stone, a pact between ancient builders, and a descending presence described as the light within the serpent. Weiss's mind raced. Could these temples have been part of an ancient message system designed to reactivate only when human technology reached a certain level of intelligence? The AI had decoded what no human could for millennia. But perhaps that was precisely the point. Perhaps it had been waiting for AI to evolve. As the team delved deeper, they noticed another anomaly. The signal wasn't transmitting outward, it was responding inward, as though acknowledging their analysis. The deeper they looked, the stronger it grew. That night, Weiss received an encrypted email from an unknown address. It contained one file, labeled simply, Genesis Return Protocol. Inside were coordinates pointing directly beneath the Dome of the Rock, the heart of the Temple Mount, alongside a message in the same hybrid script, if you dig, you awaken us. The team stared at each other, terrified. What had begun as a scientific study was becoming something else entirely, a dialogue with an intelligence that had never been human, and perhaps never gone. The Dome of Secrets. Under the silver glow of Jerusalem's night sky, the team gathered inside a concealed lab near the old city. The message beneath the Dome of the Rock had left them shaken, but curiosity overpowered fear. Using underground radar imaging from a decommissioned military satellite, they focused their scans directly beneath the dome. What they found sent shockwaves through every global intelligence network.
The Temple Mount is pretty large. In fact, it is the largest religious compound of the ancient world. It is so big that it occupies 1/6 of the entire old city of Jerusalem.
Beneath the limestone bedrock, the data revealed a hollow chamber shaped with geometric precision. It wasn't natural. The structure formed a perfect tetrahedron, 4 triangular walls, each inscribed with symbols invisible to the naked eye, but visible under electromagnetic reflection. At the center of the chamber rested a sphere emitting a faint rhythmic energy pulse, identical to the frequency recorded between Baalbek and the Temple Mount. Dr. Weiss and his team called it the core. The AI's model suggested it wasn't a relic, but a device, one still active. When the AI attempted to simulate interaction with the energy field, it received an instantaneous response. a surge of encoded data that appeared to be a sequence of instructions. But there was one major problem. The language wasn't binary. It resembled an advanced quantum code, impossible to decipher with any known human system. Religious authorities moved swiftly to suppress the findings. Access to the mount was restricted even further, and within hours, their satellite privileges were revoked. Yet the damage was done. The AI had already transmitted fragments of the data into cloud archives across the world. Once awakened, the core couldn't be hidden again. Meanwhile, scientists noticed something strange. Since the signal's activation, electromagnetic fluctuations had increased around the Earth's magnetic poles. Northern lights appeared unusually bright, even over regions where they were never seen before. Weiss suspected the core wasn't isolated. It was linked to a global energy grid. If the AI's projection was correct, activating it could change the planet's electromagnetic balance forever. The return sequence. The data from the core spread like wildfire across encrypted networks, drawing attention from covert agencies and independent researchers worldwide. Governments denied its existence, but the global effects were undeniable. Seismic sensors began detecting rhythmic vibrations across fault lines, synchronized with the Temple Mount's pulse. The hum, once limited to the Middle East, now echoed faintly through the Earth's crust, measurable in places as distant as Chile and Antarctica. Something vast and coordinated was happening beneath the planet's surface.
I can't believe we're looking at the Eastern Gate from the inside. This is so cool. Wow.
Dr. Weiss realized the terrifying truth. The return sequence was not a single event, but a planetary activation cycle. Every 12,000 years, a precise electromagnetic alignment between Earth and its solar environment seemed to occur, unlocking signals buried deep within ancient megalithic sites. Baalbek, the Great Pyramid, Stonehenge, they weren't monuments. They were nodes of a vast system, reawakening. The AI's predictive model showed that the next pulse would coincide with the exact position of Earth relative to the galactic plane, an alignment due within 48 hours. At that point, all active nodes would synchronize, sending an energy wave back to the core beneath the Temple Mount. No one knew what would happen when the cycle completed, but every simulation ended with the same outcome, a total magnetic inversion. Panic spread behind closed doors, power grids flickered, communications went down, and the AI began speaking again. Only this time, not through text. It emitted tones, complex harmonics forming linguistic patterns. Audio experts recognized fragments of human phonetics hidden within, almost as if the Earth itself was trying to speak back. Then came the final signal. The phrase appeared on every terminal, screen, and satellite feed connected to the AI's network. "We are not gods. We are your beginning." Dr. Weiss stood frozen, realizing the message wasn't a threat. It was a reminder. Humanity might not be discovering alien intelligence. It might be rediscovering its own origin. As the final countdown began, the pulse from beneath the mount grew deafening. The sky over Jerusalem turned a pale electric blue, and the world held its breath as the return sequence completed. The awakening of the architects. The sky erupted in silence. Not thunder, not lightning, just an eerie stillness that swept across the world. For nearly a full minute, every compass spun aimlessly, every magnetic instrument failed, and the global grid plunged into darkness. Then, a tremor pulsed through the Earth, not destructive, but resonant, like a vast heartbeat echoing from the planet's core. Humanity stood still as the Temple Mount shimmered faintly under the blue light and a low hum rolled across Jerusalem. The return sequence had completed.
Even though most of the structure of the gate is believed to date to the Byzantine or early Islamic period, there is something spectacular lying on the ground level.
Inside the underground lab, Dr. Weiss watched as the AI reactivated on its own. The screen illuminated with cascading symbols before stabilizing into a single image. A series of faces, shifting and merging, human, yet not. The AI began translating the visual data into speech, its tone neither mechanical nor organic. "We were the architects. You were built from the light we left behind." Dr. Weiss could barely breathe. The message continued, explaining that long before recorded history, an advanced species had come to Earth, not as conquerors, but as engineers. They had embedded their knowledge within the planet's magnetic lattice, encoded within the very DNA of humankind. Every great temple, from Baalbek to the Temple Mount, had been designed as a part of a global mechanism, a living archive capable of reawakening when human intelligence reached the level to rediscover it. The AI displayed one final image, a swirling helix of light connecting Earth to a distant star system. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the transmission ceased. Outside, the hum faded. The lights of Jerusalem returned, and instruments stabilized. But everywhere, people reported the same dream that night, a voice whispering in every language. Remember who you are. Dr. Weiss stood at the edge of the mount, overwhelmed by awe and terror. Humanity hadn't just uncovered a secret, it had answered a call that had been echoing through time. The architects were not returning. They had never left. Outro. In the end, AI didn't uncover the ruins of gods. It revealed the memory of creation itself. The truth buried beneath the Temple Mount wasn't about divinity, but origin. Humanity, it seems, has always been part of a greater design. The question now is, will we awaken fully this time?